Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Irish Radio. My guest on the programme is a lady from County Wexford and from a group called The Model Banner. Now, they've got out an album called Legacy. I've been playing some tracks from it. I'm delighted to say a big hello and welcome along Kathleen O'Shea. Kathleen, how are you?
Hello, Jerry. How are you?
Not bad at all. Not bad. Lovely to speak to you. Tell me this, how long have you been playing music yourself?
In my own case, I started out playing music when I was in the national school. We had a school band, a place called Davidstown outside Enniscorthy in County Wexford. And we had a lady who used to come in, Dolly Lennon. She taught many a child in County Wexford over the years, and she's passed on now at this stage. But she had us all there playing piano accordions and tin whistles and the like. Right.
Excellent stuff. Now listen, your latest venture is with called the Model Banner. Now tell me this, where'd you get that name?
The name is we're a band of three people, and there's myself and another person from Wexford, Jim Boyce, who's from near Duncormac, and then the third member is a Clare man, so the Banner County and the Model County. So Tony Durack is from Clare, living in Wexford now for the last 15, 16 years at this stage.
Okay.
So the Model Banner, we were trying to put a name in ourselves, so we come up with that one, and it seems to have caught the imagination of a few people.
Indeed so. Now listen, you've been, you're a relatively new incarnation. I mean, you only started out at the end of 2018.
That's correct, Jerry. Yeah, we know each other for quite some time and would play informally with each other. Two lads knew each other before I got to know either of them, and they would have played in the Wexford Opera Festival here. Alongside it, there are a lot of fringe events, and one of those would be the Singing Pubs. So they were with a group that actually won the Singing Pubs competition for a good number of years there. So we were part of a group, when I got to know them then, they were part of a wider group that played music informally in just in people's houses, for the fun and the cup of tea on the Thursday night usually, and so we ourselves then kind of grew from that as a group of three, and we set up ourselves as the Model Banner and got going at the end of 2018, correct, yeah.
Right, okay. Now, what instruments do you play?
Tony's on the accordion, the button accordion, and our main singer is Jim Boyce, who also plays guitar, banjo and mandolin, and I myself then play the flute or tin whistle and a bit on the harmonica as well.
Okay. Now you've been making sort of steady progress. I know you probably couldn't have started at a worse time, as you just came into COVID times and all the rest of it, and all the venues closed down.
Indeed, Jerry. Little did we know when we set up how soon we'd be removed from the scene by force of COVID. We started up, as I said, kind of late 2018. During 2019, we had a few successes with different songs that were released just on local radio here, played on Southeast, Tony Keogh's programme on Southeast Radio. And then it was suggested to us that we would record an album, because we were kind of catching on with people and, becoming quite popular. And people wanted, when are you bringing out a CD? Have you got a CD? You should do a CD. These kind of comments. So we started recording in early 20 what? Can't remember now. We finished recording in November of 2020, so it was early 2020 we started recording. And then lockdown stopped. We had about 2 or 3 tracks recorded when severe lockdown came in, and that took us out of everything for about 4 months. We got back to it in the summer and finished recording there and brought the album out literally the last few days of November 2020, yes. Right. And so COVID certainly did impact, and then of course we couldn't publicise it because pubs were in lockdown again, and normally you'd sell a few CDs if you were going around playing here, there and wherever, but our chances of publicising it at the record shop themselves were closed as part of the lockdown. So literally we had to distribute the CD to local filling stations and corner shops, which did remain open. And they, very luckily for us and very kindly, agreed to stock it we recorded the CD to raise proceeds for Hope, which is a cancer support service charity based in Enniscorthy. It serves the county and surrounding area. So, everyone has somebody who was impacted by cancer. So we said we would, designate our proceeds to them.
Well done, well done. Now, the album that you've done, it's a collection of traditional music and also songs, etc.
Yeah, it's a 14-track album, Jerry, and it is literally split evenly between music and song. So we have 7 songs, and then the remainder are instrumental pieces. Some would be sets. We have a set of reels. We have another set of The Lark in the Morning Jig is another set on it. And then we have, amongst the 14, we have 5 original self-composed pieces that between the 3 of us we have put together our own original music on it as well. So Tony had 2 pieces on it, 2 instrumental pieces. He had the Breeds Waltz and the Glenomra Polka. The Glenomra is a river in East Clare where Tony hails from himself. And Jim had a lovely instrumental piece on the low whistle called The Return of the Swallows. And then myself, I had 2 pieces. One was Sheila's Wedding Waltz, which I composed a number of years back for my sister's wedding. My sister is Sheila. And I composed the song for the Wexford Hurlers because in 2019 they broke through by winning Leinster and got to the All-Ireland semi-final to be put out with by Tipperary on that Sunday in Croke Park. So I had a song about Davy Fitz and the Wexford Hurlers, which obviously on the occasions when the Hurlers were out became a very popular song played on the radio quite frequently and so on. We've lost Davy now, so I think the song has had its time probably in that sense.
Excellent. Well done. Well done on it all. I mean, it's a very creative album. It's definitely an album with a different style of music than you generally receive on an album. So well done on everything you've done so far, and indeed in the toughest of times. Yeah. Thanks very much, Jerry. Yeah, we had great help from a local, long-standing band here, Teresa and the Stars. We've got to be very friendly with Teresa and Tony and Andrew of that band, and they were a great support to us. Teresa produced the album for us because we hadn't a clue. We were very much novices on the scene. Right.
So she guided us through the production of the album, and we got great help from herself and Andrew Smith, who's a member of their band as well. And they backed us on they accompanied us as backing musicians on several of the tracks on it. So, they contributed greatly to it as well. So they play in many venues, but they have a regular gig in a place called the Balloch outside Enniscorthy, a country pub. And they have an open mic session there on a Thursday night. So we were in the habit of going there, and, they would have us up to play with them as well. So a bit of an alliance there forged between them and us, and on the album, as I say, they give us great support.
That's absolutely excellent. I do know Teresa, indeed, and the Stars spoke to Teresa on the programme. Listen, well done, Kathleen. No doubt you're chomping at the bit for as soon as you can possibly get back on stage and get the venues open and crowds out and about once again.
Indeed we are, Jerry. We're raring to go now. We've had a few practices here. We generally practice in my own house, where we don't annoy too many people, and we're raring to go now, dying to get out again. And say we've done in the last 12 months. We've had very little chance really to be out. So we've played weddings. We've been invited to play at wedding ceremonies and funerals, unfortunately, as well here and there. But we're raring to get out now, back on the pub scene and meet the old faces that we haven't seen in quite some time, and get back playing some of the old stuff and hopefully a lot of new stuff as well.
Indeed. And for more details, you go on the website www.themodelbanner.ie, and also they're on Facebook. Kathleen, it's been lovely to catch up with you, and lovely to chat to you. And listen, wish you all the success in the world.
Thanks so much, Jerry, and the best of luck to you all over there too. And hopefully we're heading towards brighter and better times ahead.